Hey champion, it's Stuart Stone here from Health and Fitness Over 40, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to survive and thrive during this current lockdown quarantine situation that so many of us are facing. So before you end up going through all the videos on Pornhub, or you become a depressed mess in the corner of your lounge room drinking gin during the day while watching crappy soap opera reruns on TV, make sure you watch this video so that you can come out the other end of this whole quarantine lockdown situation fitter, faster, stronger, feeling better, and worth more physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially than when you went into it. So let's get straight into this video. Now you're probably asking yourself, why am I watching this devastatingly handsome guy with a voice like liquid gold tell me about how to thrive and survive during this lockdown? And there is your first hint and your first principle as to why you want to listen to me. Because I've just presented a situation and a story that my own brain says to me, you know what? Positive mental attitude is a winner. So whether you're stuck in this crisis on your own, or whether you have a family, significant or other that you're living with, your attitude is key to how you get through this. And as Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. In other words, if you want a positive, happy household, you need to set the example with your own positive mental attitude, your positive self-talk. So if I can look in the mirror and I can look down the camera to you and say, hey, I'm devastatingly handsome with a sexy voice, and other similar sort of things, internal self-talk, it tells you a couple of things. Number one, I'm in control of what's going on between my ears, and that's something very powerful for you. Number two, I'm not taking this whole situation too seriously. In other words, instead of being stuck in front of the television listening to all the media's doom and gloom, I go on there, I get the facts, and then I get about my day and improving the quality of my life. I'm taking responsibility and I'm taking control. So that's step number one, your positive mental attitude and your willingness to say, you know what, I'm in these circumstances, now what can I do to make my life better? That's the key question to be asking yourself. So that's step number one. Number two, the biggest thing that I've found, and this is why it's worth listening to me. 6 years ago, I ended up in business for myself working from home. And truth be told, the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, I was pretty unmotivated and pretty inefficient and unproductive with my day. Why? Because I didn't have a set routine. So the biggest thing I had to learn when I came out of a normal corporate structure of 9 to 5 work and the hour-long commute to and from work and all that sort of thing was you have to get structure around your day. Otherwise, you're going to find that it's 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, you haven't got out of your PJs and you haven't done anything effective. So the important thing, and it's like I'm doing in this video and in all my videos, you're going to dress up and show up. So what does that look like? Well, in the morning, set an alarm. Give yourself some structure. Structure is what it's all about. Structure, daily rituals, and set routines. So get out of bed at a decent time. Now, first things first, get your head straight. In other words, what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? And in lockdown, in this quarantine situation, you might be going, you know what? There's not a lot to be grateful for. Well, number one, you're grateful that you don't have this alleged virus. But more importantly, you know what? There's less planes in the sky, there's less cars on the road. In other words, we have cleaner air to breathe. It's a small thing, but it's a super important thing to those people struggling to breathe right now. So it's a blessing. What else are you grateful for? Well, I'm not stuck at home. I'm at home with an opportunity to do all the things I didn't have time for while I was stuck in traffic going to and from work and in a shitty job that I didn't enjoy. So what do I want to do? What's important for me to do? And we're going to talk about that more in a moment. So that's step number one. What are we grateful for? The next thing, and here in Sydney, Australia, we're allowed, whatever the heck that means from our corporate overlords, but we're allowed to go out and do exercise each day. So this is the important thing that I implore you to do. Take advantage of those opportunities while they still exist. When you get up in the morning, get up and out of the house straight away. Put on your trainers, put on your workout stuff, get outside, go for a walk at the very least, get outside, get into a park, get into nature. Get in the sun, get some vitamin D, get some sun on your body, get some vitamin D, breathe some of this fresh air, stimulate your immune system naturally, get back to nature. It's going to calm you, ground you, center you, and stimulate your immune system, and do some exercise. And this is one of the key things when I started working for myself. I knew as soon as I'd done some exercise, I had one win under my belt before the day even started. So it was a positive day, even if I didn't achieve anything else for that day. But the important part is building momentum. So you want to rack up a few early wins in your day so that you build that momentum and you end up with a successful day at the end of it. So first thing in the morning, get up, what are you grateful for? Drink some water, rehydrate your body, get out, do some exercise, get some physical movement into your body, do something positive for your body. Now the next part is when you get back home, get in the shower, get shaved or whatever your routine is, and get dressed. Get out of your pajamas, dress for success. And this was another thing that I found when I started doing my online businesses and everything, that I was far more efficient and far more effective when I dressed like I was going to work, as opposed to just in a slobby old t-shirt and my tracksuit pants. So again, clothes maketh the man. The way you dress and show up is how you're going to respond and react through your day. So quick tip from someone who had to learn the hard way, and it took me several weeks to get my head around this and understand the power of it, but create an environment for success for you. So if you're going to work out and do some exercise, get in your workout gear. And then shift gears in your head, change out of those workout clothes and get into your work clothes if you're going to be doing work. And then sit down, do some conscious work. Now, what sort of work are we going to be doing during lockdown? There's so much financial uncertainty for people and uncertainty about their jobs and if they're going to be able to pay their mortgages and everything else. And in a video that I'm going to put up here in the card, we're going to talk about specifically what you can do to build your financial health and well-being during this situation to lower your stress levels so that you're positive and upbeat instead of down and out and feeling like crap. But the key part is, during these days where we're confined to barracks, confined to our homes, limited in our ability to move around and travel, what do we want to be doing? And there's 3 key areas, maybe 4, that you want to focus on. You want to focus on your mental well-being. So this might mean learning a new skill, getting a skill set that you can go, wow, I just accomplished something. For me, if you've been watching my other videos, it's picking up the guitar, learning some new songs, but also reading some books, and reading for pleasure to get out of my head, but also reading to learn a new skill set. That might be in a book or looking at videos online or reading articles online, upskilling. Udemy has so many different skill sets that you can learn. You can learn programming and a whole bunch of other skills. Or you can learn to juggle. Or you can learn new games. You can learn how to program computers like we've talked about. You might learn repair stuff. You might learn to cook, learn to sew, whatever it is for you. But nourish your mind, stimulate your brain. We've talked about stimulating your body with doing some exercise and physical activity. You're going to also nourish your body with healthy food. You know, what we've found here in Sydney and in so many other parts of the country and around the world is there's been a toilet paper shortage. I don't know why people are rushing out for toilet paper when they're not rushing for healthy food to put in so that they can then crap out that they need that toilet paper for. But anyway, when you go to the supermarkets, what I've seen so much of is when you go down the processed food aisles, so the tin foods, the pastas and rice and all that sort of thing, those shelves are bare. But your fresh fruit and vegetables are just absolutely stocked up to the wazoo. So my suggestion, until things change, is stock up on some beans, stock up on some pasta, stock up on some rice. You know, the non-perishables that can last for a long period of time. But as importantly and more importantly, get the fresh fruit and veggies in. Because number one, that's not in a shortage right now, and if it does become in a shortage, what you can do is you can freeze bananas, freeze berries, freeze vegetables, so that then you can eat a healthy diet moving forward. So you want to be nourishing your body. So we've talked about nourish your mind, physical fitness for your body, nourish your body with nutrition. So much of the time you see, you know, if you're sitting at home, there's a couple of things that can happen potentially. If you are bored or if you are dehydrated, you're going to feel hungry. So don't go eating loads more food. Why? Because number one, you're physically less active because you're confined to your home. So even though you've gone out in the morning and gone for your hour-long walk and done some exercise and hopefully racked up your 7,000 steps for the day, overall you're less active than you probably would be if you were going to work and walking around your office and doing different tasks throughout the day and going for your lunchtime walk and everything else. So don't overeat. Also, don't overreach for the comfort foods, and don't eat because you're bored. So the easiest way to get around that is number one, stay hydrated. Number two, stay physically and mentally active so that you're not reaching for crap out of boredom. And that means turning off the TV. If you're in your normal day job where you're at work, you know, you leave in the morning 7:30, 7:45 to get to work at 9, you work till 5 or 6 in the evening and you're at home at 7, well then, in your confined to barracks, at home, quarantined, lockdown situation, don't turn on the TV till 7 at night. Otherwise you just get caught up in the mindless brain soup called daytime TV. And you know what? If you want to commit suicide, that's a way to do it. Watch daytime TV, watch the media reports of the fear and the drama and the stress of all this COVID-19 crap. And you're going to feel depressed, you're going to feel angry, you're going to feel hopeless. That's not good for your mental health. And all the work you did at the start of the day, looking at gratitude and everything else and bringing yourself up, daytime TV will just rip that out of you. So turn it off, don't even go there. And ideal world, don't even turn it on at 7 at night or 8 at night or whatever you normally would. But hey, we're creatures of habit. If you need to turn it on for an hour, do what you got to do. But most importantly, we've talked about feed your mind, exercise your body, feed your body with nutrition. Yes, there are going to be comfort foods. Save them as a treat, don't do them as a standard staple. Stay off the processed foods, stimulate your immunity naturally with good, nourishing, healthy food. And the final one, stimulate yourself spiritually. In other words, meditation, mindfulness, start looking at philosophy and bigger things like that. But all the while you want to be upskilling. So that's principle 2, a strong routine that focuses on different factors in your life. And the nice thing is, while you're upskilling, if you've got friends and family and loved ones that are with you, there's 2 things going on. Number 1, you're being the change that you want to see in the world. You're setting the example. But number 2, you've got cool stuff that you can learn together. You imagine if you've got a 10, 11, 12-year-old kid at home, learning to cook and cooking with them, baking cakes, making healthy food and salads and other hot meals. And again, in the list up here, I'll put all my recipes in there and my exercise routine so that you can have a look and go, this is stuff we can do at home. You're building the relationship with your family. You're setting the foundations for them moving forward so they've got good, healthy habits moving forward. And if you've been a person who's up and on the road at 7:30 in the morning and not home till 7:30 at night, and you haven't had that time to interact with your family, now's the time that you get. This is a gift. This is why you can be positive about this. You've got a gift to retrain and re-educate your family and rebuild those bonds and be the positive example in your family. So that's routine, that's number 2. And number 3, which kind of ties into number 2 and should be a part of your life all along, is always be adding value. So if you're upskilling yourself, you've always got more and more to offer. Whether that's a smile. When I'm out on the road, and what I notice now when I exercise in the morning, I see people out walking their dogs, doing their own exercise, and you'd be surprised how friendly it is. It's just, hey, how you doing? Have a great day. And that smile makes all the difference. And the nicest thing I've been noticing, people seem less stressed out, more chilled out. They've got time and they actually, stop, give you the smile back, and you too, mate, have a great day. So add value by giving a smile, giving positive energy. Get on the phone, ring up the people you love and care about and tell them that you love and care about them, even if you can't physically be there with them. If you've got elderly friends or family, loved ones or whatever else, make an offer to say, hey, can I go and do the shopping for you? Can I come? I'll leave it outside the front door. I'll stand in your front garden. We can have a conversation through the door if we need to. Just let those people know that they're valuable to you. Add that value. And the cool part about this is when we're allowed out of our confinement and out of quarantine and out of this lockdown or whatever you want to call it, you've built some very strong emotional ties in your community and with the people you love and care about. And these are relationships that are going to make us even better as a community moving forward. So there's plenty of positive to find in these challenging times. You just got to look for it, re-educate your brain, and take the steps to say, you know what, I've now got the time, energy, and opportunity to do the things that are important. So that's the focus. That's my gift from me to you. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, leave some comments below on what you're doing to make your life better during these times, and I'll talk to you again very soon.